Hello, I would like to welcome Boris Vedensky, the director of the film Sheld of first ETIUDA competition. Hello, Boris. It's good to see you today, this morning.
Nice to meet you.
And my first question is about the inspiration. Was it based on the true story, the story of your film?
No, I don't think so. It's like it was all the context which influenced the theme and the main storyline. The context of public life in my country, and the other thing which influenced the story is my father's life, who has connections with military forces, and it was just very interesting for me to look at a young man, who becomes so much under systems pressure.
I understand. How did you find the main characters, the main actors? Tell us something about them.
Sure. In Moscow, there are a few very good theatrical institutes and universities and schools. So we were searching mostly in them. The main character, the main actor, whose name is Taras Shevchenko. It is like the same with the famous Ukrainian poet. And he is from GITIS theatrical school in Moscow, which is very good and very famous. And the other actress is Mila Yershova, who is also from very famous theatrical school of Arkady Raikin. It's like very famous actor in Russia. So they are professionals.
So how was working with them? How was your work? Was it easy? Did you have any challenges, some difficult moments?
I had no problems with actors at all. They worked perfect. They had their own ideas. And with Taras, we talked a lot about the final scene, the sense of final scene in this locker room. He had his ideas, and he shared his story and his feelings, so that was perfect. I think it's a good recipe for me and for young directors to find good actors, so to focus your attention and your resources on other stuff. So that's what I try to practice.
Right, and tell me about the National Guards or this service. Did you have to do some research, or you based your story on kind of private experience, as you said, because grandfather's story, or you did research how they work, how it works?
For sure, I had a lot of interviews and with both sides, with the protesters and activists, and with those activists who had searches in their houses, and also with the guys working and which has worked in National Guard as well and other common military services. So I talked about their life, how it is, how the search in the house goes, how they live their own life, and in this very interesting aspect, the communication between different military services. For instance, in my country, it looks like it is not very officially organized. So it could happen that an officer from like police could come to National Guard officers and tell them, well, I need some guys to make a search in an apartment, and they like say to a couple of guys, you should go, and that's how it happens.
But could you explain me, because I think maybe I didn't get they need witnesses, yes, because there is like a couple who comes who is coming, and they are used as witnesses, yes, of the situation. Could you explain me
in Russia it is called понятые. I don't know how to translate it. So it is like very old institute from the USSR when you make a search in an apartment or you search a person's clothing, especially in public space, you have to call two people from, like two ordinary people, two common people from somewhere. And they have to be like witnesses, yes. But in our practice, usually those witnesses are people who are known by the officer. And sometimes it could be people who work in police, in other department, or like in accountant or IT staff, you know. So they just call someone they know, especially in the cases which involve political stuff. So it's very useful for the officer to use as witness the person who knows.
Okay, I understand. And could you tell me something about your choice of the film? Because you made this film at Moscow Film School. Why have you chosen this school?
Okay, so if you want to be a director and study in Moscow, you have several choices. One of the the first choice is a big university called VGIK, University of Cinematographics and something like this. And it is very slow, and you have to study 5 or 6 years. And I'm not that young to have this time, so I decided to go in a school which has 2 or 3 years. So there is no a huge choice here. So there is Moscow Film School, which I were in, and it combines both the industrial stuff and art house stuff, if you call it. So we can choose what we want and get all of this. There is also a very good school which is called New Cinema School, and it is more focused on European art house movies and style. So it is also very good, but it is like more narrow, how to say it. So I think you get the point.
And your way to being a director is, I think, it's interesting because you've done many interesting things. Your biography is interesting because I've read that you lived in Algeria, that you are a sound director, musician, that you are a famous YouTuber with 1.2 million subscribers. Is it true? And can you tell us something?
Yeah, that's right.
Has this influenced your directing?
Yeah, that's interesting. Because for the last 11 years, YouTubing is my main job. And it has its own specifics because you have to make videos. That's right. You have to create content, video content. And my YouTube channel is about IT stuff and reviews of some techniques and gadgets. So you get a lot of, technical expertise, a lot of production expertise. So you know how to make it fast, you know how to make a frame and how to edit videos. So this expertise worked well for me, I think. But mainly, the cinema is like very different thing. So I don't think you could make a good movie being just a YouTuber. Like I think there are some exceptions, but mainly it's a very different thing for me. So yeah.
My last question, maybe it's a little bit personal, but do you judge your character, your main character, and knowing your also grandfather, do you see this choice as a complex choice? And maybe you could tell us why people start doing this.
I don't think I judge him. So the main intonation of the film, I think, is tries to help a viewer to understand him. I think it's a tough choice, and in circumstances in our country, a lot of people are involved in some military stuff and some work in government institutions, and sometimes they have to do like something, or they think they have to do. So it's very complex to judge them for me. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm. What's your next project, please? Can you tell us as a last question?
So yeah, now we're finishing the post-production of another short movie. It is teen drama about high school. Oh, no, not a high school, like a teenager who gets in love with his friend's mother. And now we're starting to work on a series which is fantastic and vampire themes. It's gonna be a very interesting project for me.
Okay, so good luck with your projects and hope to see you in person, maybe in the future. Thanks a lot for this meeting and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marta.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Boris.
Have a good day. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.